How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Big Production Map. We're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to the Big Production Map. I present to you the Big Product Map, where factories are the main feature, where you can deal with all kinds of factories. There are two types of factories. The starting area is for animals, and the other big area is for everything else, which is included in the base game, but since it is for sale, you can add external mode. You can also find a train to transport the wood to the factory. Call for applications. If you want a challenge, start the farm as an economy manager and find out what it is like to have nothing. Smiley face. There's also a lake, 8 land, a big forest, large fields. Thanks to Pascal Coates for letting me use the medium-sized warehouse. Good luck with the map." This map was created by ABT-FrankyY and is 89.8 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. There are no mods required for this map, and you start out by owning farmlands number 1, 4, 8, 11, 13, and 15. Farmland number 1 is your starting farm area, quote unquote. Farmland 4 is a grass field ready to harvest. Farmland 8 is a bunch of productions. 11 is also productions and sell points. 13 is a soybean and wheat field, both of which are ready to harvest. And 15 is a bunch of sell points. Let's see, you can buy all areas of the map. You do start out with animal pens and pastures, as you can see here. Contracts are available. You do start out with a lot of productions, and there are no collectibles on this map. Now, looking at mods specific to this map, nothing under the buy menu, but under the build mode. If we take a look under sheds, you'll see down here, scroll to the right, we have some right there, the warehouse big. Let's see, and then there's nothing under silos, silo extensions, containers, tools, or farmhouses. Take a look under the productions and factories. We scroll to the right, you'll see a bunch of the factories are custom to this map. Nothing under selling points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. And then if we take a look under animals, we do have cows, no horses, no pigs. We do have sheep and chickens, but no bees or others. And then under decorations, there is nothing under this tab whatsoever. And lastly, under landscaping, if we take a look, we do have additional painting swatches, at least a couple. Now, we do technically start out at the starting farm, so let's go through the starting equipment, and it's quite a bit. So under the buy menu, under owned items, large tractors, we have a John Deere 9470 RT and a JCB Fast Track 8330. Trucks, we have a, 3-man TGS 18500 4x4 and a Mack Anthem 6x4 MP7425. Under harvesters, we have 2 of the New Holland CR 1090s. Forestry equipment, we have the Rotna H21D and the Ponzi Bison Active Frame. Under mowers, we have the Krone Beak M450. Under telehandlers, we have the Kloss Scorpion 1033. Under forklifts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Junheinrich EFG S50s, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the Junheinrich ETV 216Is, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 Manitou MC 18.4s. Then under cars, we have the John Deere XUV 865M. Trailers, we have the Crampy SKS 30 1050. Under headers, we have 2 of the headers for the New Holland harvester. Under disc harrows, we have the K-Line AG PowerFlex 125. Seeders, the Amazon Citan 15001C. And then windrows at the K-brand Merge Max 950. Telehandler tools, the Magzi pallet fork, and lastly, under miscellaneous, we have 3 Krone Profi Liner trailers. And that is it. It's a lot of equipment to start out with, a lot of repeated equipment, but it's a lot of equipment nonetheless. Now, starting here at the starting farm, right behind me, we have the sleep trigger right over here. And then we're going to hop in the gator here, and we're going to take this all around because things are tight in areas and then spread out in others. So let's go ahead and start making our rounds. So we'll stop right here. Right here is a chicken pasture, room for 250 chickens. And feed goes right there. A lot of your starting equipment stored right here. Cow barn or cow pasture right here, room for 60 cows. You have your milk trigger here, feed and water. Now directly in front of me is the shop trigger. And then beyond that is the repair trigger. And now over on this side, we have a grain mill that you do start out with. Input here, output right here. And then over here, we have a cow barn, room for 200 cows, milk trigger here, straw trigger is in here, feed here, slurry here. Heading beyond the barn, just over here is the spinnery. You do start out with it. Input here, output on the side. We have a sheep barn right here, room for 300 sheep. Feed goes in here, wool spawns right here, and for some reason it's already spawning wool. I'll take it. Silo right in front of us. The dairy right here. Input here, output just in the back over here. And then lastly, in this section of the yard, another repair trigger right there. And now if we go right next door, oops, directly in front of me is the pizzeria sell point. Over here is the farm shop sell point. And then behind that, just over here, is the restaurant sell point. Now one thing you'll notice, actually before I say that, gas station right there. One thing you'll notice is that there's a lot of the sell points and a couple of the production points as well that are repeated. Repeated. That's the word I'm looking for. So you'll see multiples on this map. If you want to find a different price point or anything like that, you will have to kind of look it up as you go along to make sure you're heading to the right location. So something just caught my eye. Down in the corner there, I just saw something. And, well, right here we have a train silo, and if you take a look, you have your input and output with your trailers right there, but for the train itself, input and output right there. And right here is the sawmill. This is one of the few production points on the map you do not start out by owning. You can buy this for $100,000. Output here, wood chip output there. Sell point right here with the wood cell trigger here. Now we'll say it's a little weird because you do get the sound of the sawmill, as you can hear, but you don't have any building or anything that would make the sound. So it's a little weird. So now we're going to head out this way. So I'm seeing a lot of the buildings here look like factories, and I'm curious on whether or not these are actually... I don't think I can actually borrow enough. Well, might as well see what we can get away with borrowing. .3. Well, you can borrow millions of dollars. That's that's nice. Oh no. Uh-oh. Well, I did not realize this when I first came through here. I just thought this was a space, but this is all production points. So we're going to go through this in real time as I am recording this. Whew, this is a lot busier than I thought it was originally. Well, right here we have a biogas plant. Yeah, and you start out, if you own this property, you own all of these. So biogas plant here, another one right behind it here. Let's see. Wow, this is intense. So tucked away back here, we have a dairy. Right there's the activation. You've got your input here and output right there. You have a sugar mill right here, output in the front right beside me, and input in the back right there. I hope I don't miss anything. Grain mill right in front of me, input and output. Right next to that looks like a carpentry. Carpentry, input here with a wood cell trigger, and output right there. We have a grain mill, and grain mill. Sugar mill, sugar mill. I wonder, can I sell the buildings that I have been to already, because that would make things a lot easier. Yes, I can. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay, on this side, this looks like a tailor shop. Yep, tailor shop. Got input, wardrobe trigger, and output here. Cereal factory here with your input and output right there. Couple of bakeries with inputs directly in front and outputs right there. Oh, another grain mill right there. Input and output in the front. Let's see, what is in this building here? Because it has some kind of... let's see, right here. Warehouse Big. What does Warehouse Big do? So like I said, we're kind of learning in real time here. Okay, we got an input there. Oh. Oh, it looks like you got clothes and stuff here too, so that's nice. Let's see. Oh, here's the... So yeah, input here. Building store. Oh, this is essentially a storage building. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, let me go. Let me go. And then is there an output somewhere? Huh. So those we can't delete, which is fine. We've got, let's see, another tailor shop right there. And another. Just beyond it, it was right there. Another one of the warehouses right here. Directly in front of me, we have a spinnery. Another spinnery right here. Alright, we got everything here to this side of the tracks. So right here we have a railroad silo right here. Inputs and outputs. A rent train trigger right there. And the train tracks input and output for the silo is right there. We have an oil factory here. Input here. Now typically output's right there next to it, but I don't see the boxes. So let's see, we'll go ahead and get rid of that one. Another oil mill, but this one does have the boxes next to it, so. Another one of the warehouses for storage. Got a bakery right here. Another bakery just down the way. Looks like a great processing unit right over there. With your input and output. The warehouse again right there. Another warehouse here. Got a carpentry. Another carpentry. Another warehouse. Another bakery. Another warehouse. Another carpentry directly in front of me. A spinnery. A bakery. Another spinnery. Let's see, looks like we've got more over here. A cereal factory right here. Bakery. Another warehouse right there. Here we got another oil mill. Grain mill. And it looks like a dairy. Okay. Now I think... Oh no, wait, we got a few more in the corner over here. Alright. Another warehouse right there. Alright, starting from this edge, we've got a what looks to be a grain mill right there. No, cereal factory, I'm sorry. Oil factory there. And now we are all caught up to where I was in the tour before I realized there was hundreds of these production points just sitting around here. So, here we have the pizzeria, next to it the farm shop, and the restaurant, all sell points. We also have the biomass heating plant right there. Wood cell trigger along with it, and a debris crusher right there. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I think I messed that up. Okay, let's try that again. Fast food restaurant. Farmer's market is right here. Restaurant. Biomass heating plant and debris crusher. There we go. Now we're back up to speed. And now over here we have two more debris crushers, 1 and 2, extra sell points. And now we have to go along to the other side of the map on this highway. So let's go ahead and head over there. And actually, because it's kind of a long trip, as you can see, well, we're basically getting to that halfway point, and then we got to get over to the other side there. I will, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to cut us out because we're almost there. I was thinking it was going to take a lot longer than what I was kind of plotting out in my head, but that's okay. But yeah, wow, that's a lot of stuff right there. That's crazy. Oops. Okay, now to my right, gas station right here, and a grain exporter sell point right here. And now we're heading all the way out to the east side of the map for the last bit of productions and sell points over here. As you can see, there is a lake right here. You can get water from it. And now we're catching up to the last area. So, supermarket right here, biomass heating plant right there with a wood cell trigger, and the animal dealer right here. Now, if you have pens or pastures already installed onto the map, you can come to this location or use the same icon at the pens and pastures to be able to purchase your animals. Now, the problem is that if you use this icon or the icon directly at the pen and pasture, you will incur an extra cost. That extra cost is associated to a delivery fee. That delivery fee is essentially the simulation of the animal dealer here transporting the animals from this location to the location where you have your pen and pasture. To save that money, though, you can bring an animal trailer to this location, whether it's leased or owned, it doesn't matter. Bring it here, load into that animal trailer, and then take it over to your pen or pasture that you have. Load it into the pen and pasture yourself. You save that money, and it can save you quite a bit of money depending on how many animals you have. If you're loading up cows or something along those lines, adult cows are $100 per head, so depending on how many you need or how many you're wanting, it can get pretty expensive pretty quickly. Now, right next to this is the, let's see, farmer's market right there. Over here we have another grain mill that you start out by owning. Debris crusher over here. Let's see. Here you have the pizzeria sell point, a biogas plant. Let's see. Oh, back here is the barn sell point. Over here, tailor shop with wardrobe trigger. Over there is the farm export train sell point. And then back here, you have the farm export train silo. So you can take out of the silo from here, put into the train here and out as well. But where is the in? I just realized that. Where is the, whoops, let me go. Where is the input for this silo? Oh, you know what? I think, okay, that would make sense because they're both named the same thing. I think this is the input for the train silo here. Yes, that makes sense to me. And then, last but not least, a rent train trigger right there. And that is it. That is Big Production Map. Now it's time to render my opinion. Now, this map, because of what it is, I'm going to try and do this portion of the tour a little bit differently. So normally I just give my rating based on how I think it stacks up to other farming simulator maps. But I don't feel that rating it like that will do it any justice. And the reason I say that is because this map is not intended to be like a normal farming simulator map. It's intended to be kind of a get to know kind of map. Almost a built for beginners in mind, you know, thing for them to come out and learn and to kind of do, especially focused on the production aspect. So it's one of those that I'm going to kind of treat it the same way as I would the forestry maps. And what I would normally say for a forestry map is that I would hold it in different regards to a different standard than I would a normal farming simulator map. Now, this one, as a farming simulator map by itself, full sentence stop, I think it has its place amongst people who have probably never played farming simulator ever, not once. And I think for them it would be a very, very good map because it's got big fields. It allows them to kind of hone in their skills. They get to understand the kind of complexity and the nuances that are available with the productions, and they kind of just get a taste and flavor for the game itself. So for that purpose, I would give this map a, let's say, 3, maybe a 4, because it's above average for somebody who's just starting out. For a normal farming simulator player who has played the game, year in year out kind of thing, a veteran like myself, it's one of those that I would rate this very, very poorly. Now, the reason I would rate it very poorly as a farming map is because, one, the color palette, I don't like it. Everything seems too bright and colorful. Just the landscape and the topography, especially the background and the borders, are really bad. The sound really doesn't jive right in certain areas, especially the sound by the sawmill. You're getting the sound mill saw effect, but you had no saw. So it's one of those little things just kind of add up and make some kind of bigger kind of issues for somebody like me. So for somebody like me in mind, I would rate this probably a 1, somewhere in that area. But full knowing that this is intended to be a map that is kind of its own little niche, kind of like cow farm or small cow farm, things like that. It's supposed to be its own thing, its own entity. I think a fair rating for this would be somewhere in the 3s or 4s, somewhere in there. And the reason I say that is because it's intended to be this way. It's intended to have all the production points. It's intended to have all the, it's not meant to be a farm. It's not intended to be pretty. It's not intended to be all these things that we would expect a normal farming simulator map to be. It's rather something that is supposed to be function over form, rather than what we would normally expect a form over function kind of map. I mean, we want function, obviously, but you want that kind of aesthetics. That the aesthetics are what kind of lures you in, draws you into the map first and foremost, and then you expect everything to function beyond and behind that. So it's just one of those, it's just because it's purpose driven, because it's purpose built, I want to be fair, and I think a fair rating would be somewhere in the 3s to 4s for that reason alone. So all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing, that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.